It's hump day, it's the 22nd of January 2025. Let's get into the MCN. So one thing that's really interesting at the moment is this year will see us hit the 300 champion mark. It is likely this will happen around about April time. So whatever we're going to have for our, 300th champion in game, or playable champion, or character to champion release, this is going to be quite exciting. So that, I didn't realize we were that close, but we are. Just before we go into the next topic, just to let you know, this video is sponsored by LightMe and the amazing Cozy Clip earphones. This video is brought to you by the LightMe Cozy Clip earphones. With a unique C-bridge design, soft memory steel frame, super lightweight and immersive sound, these comfortable earphones will be ideal for all manner of situations. So whether you're listening to music, which I am right now, or doing some exercise, they still remain in your ears even if you kind of fall over. That's the unique selling point of these earphones. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, they're going to stay in regardless. They have great audio quality and are super easy to set up. Like, I can pause and play my music just simply by doing this. See? Paused it. So go and check out the Cozy Clips in the link in the description, and I'm going to play some music. There we go. Yep, these things are great. I can flick my head around like that, flick my ears, and they still stay put, which is great. Amazing sound, and very affordable on price. So links in the description. Thanks to LightMe for sponsoring and supporting the channel, and yeah, check them out in the link in the description. So next up in a bit of a developing story is about AQ Raid. By the way, if there are people that go, "Oh, Rich, you're just snitching on stuff," and look, Kabam know about stuff. I then talk about it after they've been made aware. Whether or not they'll take action on this is still, as we said, a developing base story. So I've seen this going around quite a bit, and the extent of health pool for Deathless Thanos, number one. Number two, points that can be acquired as a result of the health to damage ratio. Things don't seem to be correct. We're still largely waiting to find more information as to, well, what is actually happening here, as to, is it going to mean that people have taken a large more advantage than others? Are the points correct? Are they incorrect? This also could be some sort of visual glitch that may not, it's completely possible, although the 1 billion points from this does seem a bit far-fetched, but we're still yet to find out how Kabam want to look at this, and yeah, so this could be a developing thing. There could be more updates to this later on today. I don't know at the moment. As I'm kind of doing the research for this, I'm still waiting to see if Kabam are going to go, well, this isn't a bug, this is a visual glitch, this is not a visual glitch, and have some confirmation on that particular factor. So still more to see on this developing AQ Raid points-based story, because some people could get a large amount of points, or we could all get a large amount of points. It could be fine, it may not be fine. Also, on the subject of bugs, there seems to be a few bugs that haven't really got onto the Trello board, but there are a few things that are coming up. There's a lot of bugs at the moment. Whether or not you could put into that particular area the current intercepts bug, that's definitely a thing. The medium-based intercepts do not seem to be right at the moment. There's a lot of stuff with AI that's still being unaddressed. Not to mention not to forget some of the things that we're going to be addressing and kind of looking over in a moment. I mean, one of those particular ones is a scrolling bug at the moment. I don't know. There's a few things elsewhere. Like if I go to my boost, sometimes this will work, sometimes this won't. If I kind of, there we go. That's a good example. Like see that it takes there's like a 2-second delay before I'm able to scroll. Is this something as well when it comes to inputs that are not exactly brilliant at the moment? There could be a lot of things going on in this game that's not exactly of the high quality that we would expect. Is this a device-based issue? I don't know. This device is 4 years old now, and it's debatable whether or not I touch on screen and it works, because that's not been something that's been great of late. But I'm muscling through the best I can with what seems to be just a very kind of meh device. But there seems to be other issues as well. Oh, look at that, low battery. What a surprise. Story of my life. Okay, back to a story that we covered, I think it was last week, and it was the Alliance Wall Showcase. One thing that's letting down a lot of Kabam's content is quality of AI, but also quality when it comes to like lag and other issues that yes arise from content. I know that Kabam are looking into this, whether or not there's something to do with 60 frames per second, maybe it's not, but there's some AI recovery time issues that have been frustrating. Either way, Kabam did respond to this thread with asking, I think, for some more information. There's Dave right there. He said, just an update on this thread. We're still looking into this. If you're experiencing issues on, please provide device and all that stuff like that. Any other pertinent information you believe is useful, like masteries, boost, synergies, etc. Thanks for the feedback. And yeah, other than that, there's not really much more. It's definitely there. There's definitely proof out there. You can have a look at other content creators' streams. You can have a look at some of the videos, and it's just ultimately frustrating. Hopefully we get an answer, but there's a lot of hope starting this year. A lot of hope that stuff can be sorted. So cycling back to something I think we did a video on Monday, or it was late last week, or we talked about in general, the Summoner Sigil. The Summoner Sigil's downtime has been frustrating for a lot of players for different reasons. Access to the Arena Express mode. Of course, if you're non-spending, this doesn't really apply to you, but it's interesting to see how Kabam deal with certain situations, and one of those being the inventory issue. Inventory being something that if you are a Sigil payer, you would have access to an extended stash, which means that you'll be able to hold rare boosts, rare items in higher volume, like revives, like other things as well. But now you would have had for these 2 weeks-ish a stash that has been lowered down, and of course some of those items have different types of expiry points. I mean, one good example would be if you go into game, and I think I've got some like expiring arena boosts which are going to appear on screen. There we go. It's expiring arena boosts for when they pop up, so I've got to use them swiftly as possible. As I said in the video on Sunday, like, I'm utilizing these a lot more. I'm back in farming arena, I'm doing a lot more Necropolis runs, and getting bored out of my mind in that content, but I'm still doing it because I need to do it. I need to get those Karina challenges done, and I'm doing it, right? Sometimes you've got to force yourself through stuff you don't like, whether it's stuff in game, whether it's stuff in life. You've just got to have that mentality to push through regardless. Anyway, item-based stuffs expiring is a pain point for some players, and of course, as a paying customer, you feel how you want to feel about it. You know, some people feel, yeah, people are allowed to feel how they feel, whether or not you feel like you've paid for something that you've lost out on. And I can't remember if it's like, yeah, great, you get units back from the compensation, but it's not exactly ideal, is it? Either way, Kabam haven't answered to the thing. I messaged Kabam, I didn't get a response, I didn't get tagged for a response. There's other people that want to feel at least like finding an answer as to what's going to happen with some of these rare items. Will there be a later? I don't know at this moment in time. If I'm not getting a response, you're not getting a response, then of course that becomes a bit of an issue. And we can of course make awareness by going making like a video like this, or a snippet within the video. But it's very disappointing, isn't it, to not find out what is going on. Are they going to give a compensation? Are they not? And yeah, like I have a 25% health boost expiring today. Earlier, I only had to use 1, and now I have to use 4 if I don't want it to expire, which is not possible. So yeah, it's just these rare items. I think a lot of people do spend to grab some of these rare items. And as Kabam have improved the amount of solo shards, I'm getting boosts left, right, and center, which I'm really happy about when I'm doing content. When I'm not, then of course different sort of things. And like that 25% is pretty rare to get a lot of them. Like, I was very lucky to get, I think, the 3 that I've got right here. So either way, for a lot of people, having like the more stronger ones expire, like these ones here, like the champion boost at 20%, and I think there's a 30% one, or whatever there is. There's some very rare boosts that if you've gone over the stash because these reasons, then of course it can be really painful. Hopefully we get an answer, because it just would be nice. So finishing off the show is a little bit about a ban situation. By the way, we've got a ban story for Sunday video, the typical Sunday video on the channel, which goes into a topic that is hilarious, by the way. Another hilarious ban story. But this was a bit of an interesting one. I thought it was good to put into the MCN, because I've seen a few people talking about this, and especially there's been a few threads in different types of social medias of the game, or social forums of the game. Because someone said that like there was people get banned from fake mass reporting. So if somebody's you think it's cheated and you've kind of mass reported them, that's how it works. And the same thing with like this is covering after Kabam have responded on something. So if there's somebody that goes, oh, it's because you made a video, blah, blah, blah. No. Kabam, most of the time, we will try and figure out when Kabam have seen something, they have reacted to, or a Guardian has kind of relayed it to Kabam. There's a few things that always goes on with it. But there was this on the Reddit. They said, no username because people do jerk stuff like report you for cheating just to get you banned even if you aren't. Yeah, why do they do that? It's so messed up. Like it happened to Volatility. I can't remember what that situation was about, but I'm sure it was about a thing. Anyway, there's a bit more to this. Of course, there's always a bit more to this. It meets the eye. And Kabam, of course, have just kind of like hit it straight on by saying that this has never happened. The reporting system flags accounts, and some bans have resulted from reviews of those flags. But there is no system that actually bans an account after a certain number of reports. I suppose it's a different situation of saying you flag somebody because they may have done something that alerts for a cheat or cheating using a mod or whatever. Then it is something that's picked up by Kabam, and they will look at the situation and go, okay, well, who were they facing off against in whatever fight? Is there something suspicious going on? Yes. Ban. No. They get to go and play the game without any kind of issues. Thought this was interesting to bring in because, of course, misinformation does happen a lot, and especially when it comes to like spreading of things in different types of social areas without kind of, Kabam answering and giving their response to it, whether you believe it or not, because there's still people that will read that and go, oh, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true. And that is what we live in. We live in a time, don't we? Remember this. We live in a time. Anyway, that's going to be it for the MCN today. Thanks to LikeMe for sponsoring the video and continuing to sponsor and support the channel because, yeah, another great product. The new one, the cozy clips, right? They are my favorites. The other ones were good. These ones better, a lot better. And you can actually go for a run without them falling out your ears. The other ones didn't do that, by the way, but this is still a better type of product. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.